with a Manic Q&A tonight, which is from Barrie Masters from Eddie and the Hot Rods. Manic Q&A. What is your name and what musical outfit are you a member of?
My name is Barrie Masters and I have sung for the last 43 years with an Essex group called Eddie and the Hot Rods.
What is your first musical memory?
My first musical memories was probably my father and mother arguing about the Stones and the Beatles, really. My mother was a Beatles person, my dad was a Stones person. Great memories.
What was the first record you bought?
First record I bought was an album, Steppenwolf's Born to Be Wild. It's a live album.
Have you still got it? And do you still like it?
No and yes. I haven't still got it. I think it was one of those albums I took to a party and got left on, in the window of a car or something, and got bent up. But I still love it, and obviously I've got it downloaded, all legally, I hasten to add.
What was the first gig you attended as a member of the audience?
Oh, a member of the audience. Oh, I'll tell you what that was. At the Kersal in Southend, I went to see Family. It was a band called Family. Burlesque was their biggest hit. Roger Chapman was a singer, and what a great front man he was.
What was the first gig you played?
We formed a band. When I come from a little village called Rochford near Southend, and there's nothing to do there unless you want to sit in the pub all day. There's hundreds of pubs. So as kids, we decided to start a band up, just playing stuff, just to try something to do and enjoy it. And the first gig we did, we offered by our old school. It was hilarious. I went to a school called King Edmund, it was called, and they offered us. They was doing a pantomime. Oh man, this is so embarrassing. Anyway, doing a pantomime. But they sort of adjusted it a bit so they could have a rock band in there, and we played that. That was my first ever live show.
Have you ever screamed or cried at a gig?
Oh man, yeah, I've cried. I cried. Who did I see? I tell you, it just drove me mad. Oh, I tell you what, I went to a gig at the Hammersmith Odeon, and it was just Tom Petty and the Art of Breakers and Niels Lofgren on the same bill. And we just got a bit emotional, I think a few of us anyway. I was with this beautiful girl, and we was having a little cuddle. And I was turned round and I just saw, like two of my favourite ever new bands, just on the same bill. And I'll tell you, I think that brought me to tears.
If you could hotwire a time machine and tootle your way back in time to any gig in the annals of history, which gig would that be?
Oh, I had a White Festival with the Doors on. Oh, and Hendrix. Our old sound engineer recording our first album, I called Vic Mail. He told me about it. He was doing the sound there, and he was so stunned. He'd never seen the Doors either, because he was dragging up the sound and not looking at the band. And it suddenly realised he had no bass coming through the mixer. Anyway, apparently panicked for 2 songs trying to find the bass. See, they realised then it was coming through the keyboards. Anyway, but he told me what a brilliant gig that was, and me being a bit of a Doors freak, he did say if you ever had to see a gig, that is one you should have seen.
What is the most ridiculous item of clothing you have ever donned?
Oh man, you only got to look at any early pictures of the Hot Rods. And in the Hot Rods, we must have been the most embarrassingly clothed band in the world. Our first singles covers, album covers. Oh, my haircut on the American version of Teenage Depression. I've got this square sort of whatever you call it, be across the forehead, and the flares. Oh man, flares. I was wearing a pajama jacket on the first single. Oh man, we were just absolutely useless when it comes to style, but we just wore anything that used to make us laugh, really. Oh, look at any Hot Rod stuff, my love. I'm telling you, it's just madness.
Have you ever had a fight on stage? And if so, with whom and who won?
Yeah, I've had one or two. The worst one was Steve Nicol my original drummer and my guitar player, Dave Higgs. Oh dear, the guitar got broken. Luckily, it wasn't around my drum's head. And before, or just after that, in the dressing room, another guitar, it went smashed against the wall. We had a fight on stage once. I can't remember which one of the bands it was, but I just remember they got me from behind, and I weren't even looking, and I just saw stars for the next song or two, and I had to get up trying to remember where I was in the song. We used to be a bit like that. We was young and excited, and, the tempers used to rise occasionally. If something went wrong, and who did that? Blame it on someone else. And that's what happened.
If you could be a fly on the wall in any band's dressing room, which band would it be and why?
One of my favourite ones, I think, would be Oasis. All the things you read about them, I'd like to know how much is true between the brothers. When they was going out on the road, especially that American run, the last big one, I'd like to know what they were saying to each other. That would be exciting, I think.
Have you ever asked anyone for their autograph?
Oh, yeah. We did a show for Yorkshire Television, 78, I think it was. Anyway, Muriel Young put it on. It was at Marc Boland's show. Anyway, we got offered to do the programme. When we got there, David Bowie's doing it. Anyway, we went through the first, rehearsals and that. When we got to the end of the filming, they ran out of time to film us. Anyway, our boys, it was a bit rotten, really. They smashed the place up and everyone got a bit cross. Anyway, on the way home, we had to get on the train. So we got on the train, and there's thousands of screaming kids there. We couldn't understand this, it ain't us. And all of a sudden, two suits, the guys, with the flat noses and the cauliflower ears, two suits came in from the carriage next door, and they've gone, well, David's next door, you want to know if you want to come in for a spot of lunch. Wow, so we did. And David Bowie had a whole coach to himself, and he had this beautiful array of cheeses, breads and hams and things like that, and said, would we like a spot of lunch and a glass of wine? And we did. So we spent the whole journey coming back from Manchester with David Bowie. Again, I was young and impressive, and and I was so surprised. Within 5 minutes you realise he's just a real, normal, sensible person. Anyway, we got like an house on fire, so at the end of the journey, he did all these little paper plates, 7-inch paper plates, and he did us all an autograph and everything, which was, I tell you, I think I've still got that somewhere. And it's one of my treasured items.
Have you got any words of wisdom or advice that you would like to pass on to Marc Riley?
Yeah, I reckon one. I'll tell you what, his best words of wisdom is tell everyone he knows to get off their backsides, and on the 13th of April next year, go to the O2 Academy in Islington and come and watch our last ever show. I think that would be a great one, because we've been doing 43 years of this, and a lot of people keep saying all this and that. So we're doing one massive one, and it's going to be a show and a half. So I reckon you should go and tell everyone about that.
I reckon that's some great advice from Barrie Masters there. Thank you very much for doing that, mate. So from Eddie and the Hot Rods, and that story about David Bowie when they filmed the Marc programme at Granada is the stuff of legend. Me and Rob have been looking at that in detail recently. I think Generation X were on the same programme, were they? All got a bit gnarly. And of course we've had Paul Gray, the legend, live in a session as well, not so very, very long ago, with The Damned. Okay, and also I need to tell you that Eddie and the Hot Rods, The Island Years, is available. It's a box set. There are 5 discs on there, including the fan club LP as well. So all great stuff. And where else could you go but here, really?